Welcome to How to Transform Your Life in 90 Days, redirecting your fears and anxiety to create a positive and fulfilled reality. Many of my clients come to me because they're not satisfied or fulfilled in their careers, their relationships, or their life. And they're looking for a solution. They're looking for a way to figure out how to be more fulfilled in life. My goal is that my clients experience transformation and find sustainable life fulfillment in their careers, relationships, and their life. If you stay until the end of this webinar, you will discover the exact transformational tools you need to help you make the changes that you want to make in your life, but have been struggling to make. How is my coaching program different? Well, I'm client focused on you creating your reality. Whatever it is that you want to change, that is what we work on to change. It is your desires that we work on so that you feel fulfilled and have an outcome that you're satisfied with. Each client has a different story, and the goal of our work together is to figure out how your story becomes more fulfilled, so that you lead a happier and more fulfilled life. My method has been proven to work. It's a method that's been used over time and has been very successful. It's a simple method. It's a step-by-step method for changing your life, for making simple change, for making incremental change. It's a method that makes change possible. Your coaching is customized to you. No one client is the same, and although the same method is used, we adapt to you. We adapt it for you so that you can achieve your desired outcomes. There is a strong emphasis on raising your self-awareness and changing your perspective. That's what coaching is about. Coaching is about you raising your self-awareness and changing your perspective, but also gaining new perspective, seeing things through a different lens, seeing things in a different way. That is one of the major accomplishments of working on yourself, is that you raise your self-awareness and you see things from a different point of view. And you're able to take in others' points of view without you feeling as though you have to be defensive or you remain insecure. Through coaching, you become more confident. You become more aware of who you are. And when you are more aware of who you are, you're able to face the world in a different way. My name is Tom Marino, and I am a life coach, healthcare executive, and an author. My experience has been my best teacher, and I want to share that with you. I myself have walked through this same transformation process. A few years back, I was in a spot where I was leaving a job with no job to go to. I had taken an opportunity that did not work out for me, that was not fulfilling to me, that was not going to help me to achieve my goals. And during that time, facing unemployment, facing bills that I would still have to pay, I made a major transformation in my life. I put myself together, formed my own consulting company, took on a few clients, and at the end of that time of transformation, I was able to create my own reality. And that's what I want to do for you. I want to help you create your reality. My reality was I literally wrote my job description for my next job. And now I've been coaching people to do the same. I've been coaching people to create a better reality for themselves in their relationships, in their careers, and in their life. I want to help you create your reality to be empowered, more self-aware, and ultimately fulfilled. I've done a lot of things right. I was a good student. I worked hard to build a career. I worked a path that many people encouraged me to work. I followed that path. I worked long hours, putting in a ton of effort to be successful. I made sacrifices to achieve that success. But I also created a path for myself. I always knew that I could keep going forward. I didn't have to listen to everything other people were saying. If someone gave me an opportunity, I took advantage of that opportunity. If someone said I couldn't do something, I fought that much harder to get it done. And in my personal life, I married the woman of my dreams and had 2 beautiful children. My life is fulfilled in my relationships, but wasn't necessarily fulfilled in my career because I've done a few things wrong. I've listened to others instead of following my gut. I've sacrificed time with my family to work instead of spending it with them. I didn't trust that I was being prepared for something bigger. I didn't take each step, each opportunity, each roadblock or obstacle to see that I was being challenged to develop to become a better version of me. I didn't trust that that was the process for me. I thought if I did the work and accomplished what I needed to accomplish, things would fall into place. And that is not always true. I had beliefs about myself that were also not true. I was conflicted with myself because I had beliefs that were not necessarily true about me. They had changed from what they were years ago, and I needed to form new beliefs. And I often allowed fear to influence my decisions. And it was just easier to take the road of fear because the road of fear meant I didn't have to do work on myself. So these are some of the things that I've done wrong. But after discovering my purpose and mentoring people for over a decade as a healthcare administrator and helping people in their own careers, in their own personal lives, I've discovered 4 major things. 1, you have to believe in yourself and listen to what your gut is telling you. Your gut is your guide. It is your compass. It is the thing that gives you direction. It's the thing that keeps you out of trouble and warns you when there is trouble. You have to follow your gut. Number 2, you have to trust that everything happens for a reason and happens for you and your personal growth. There are no coincidences in life. What happens is meant to happen for you. Trust that everything happens for a reason. Trust that you're watching this webinar right now because there is something that I'm going to say that is going to have some kind of impact on your life. Whether you sign up to work with me as a client or you just take this presentation for what it is and you take these 4 principles here and help yourself to move forward, that was the reason you were meant to see this. The third thing I've learned is when you integrate your values into what you do, you will be fulfilled. If your values, if you don't know what they are, if you don't know what values you hold for yourself, you cannot find fulfillment in the relationships you have, in the job that you have, in the career that you have. Your values must be part of who you are. And in order to be fulfilled, you must take an inventory of your values. The last thing I've learned, honor your fears and bring them with you on your journey. Nothing will hold you back if you honor your fears. Fear is there for a reason. Fear is there to protect you. Fear is to keep you out of trouble. But it's not something that should hold you back. I let fear hold me back to being who I am today. And if I didn't let go of some of those fears and integrate them into my life and honor them for what they represent, I would not be here speaking to you about this and would not want to help you to alleviate your fears and anxieties in life. Anxiety, to me, is just misdirected energy. In my coaching, I take your anxiety and I help you to direct that energy to the places where you can make things happen for yourself. I discovered my purpose and I created my own reality, learning some of the things the hard way. As a coach, I assist people to find their purpose by providing the roadmap. That will be easier than the way I learned. A lot of people choose to do things the hard way. Most people try to do it on their own. They don't ask for help. There's no shame in asking for help, but oftentimes people are afraid to ask for help. People are in your life for a reason, for you to learn from them, and for them to help you along your way and along your journey. Take advantage of the people in your life who are there for that purpose. If someone offers you help, take their help. You don't have to do this on your own. We are meant to learn from each other. So doing it on your own doesn't allow you necessarily to learn everything you're supposed to learn. Most people try to do it without a roadmap. Most people have no steps. Most people have no checklist. Most people don't look at their life as moving forward in an incremental way or taking the road to the next exit. Most people try to do this without a roadmap. Lastly, most people want immediate results for doing a little bit of work. We are in a culture where immediate and instant satisfaction is necessary. Instant gratification. It's all around us. On demand. That's the world that we live in. But when it comes to working on yourself, that on demand is not realistic. That makes your journey that much harder to achieve. Most people want immediate results. That's difficult. Change takes time. Change takes energy, and change takes a lot of work. Do you want the easy way that will help you redirect your fears and anxiety so that you find fulfillment in your career, relationships, and ultimately your life? The results of this program are not guaranteed. This transformation process to sustainable life fulfillment requires that you put in the work and make the changes you want to make in your life. If you don't commit to the process and do the work, things will not change. You must be willing to trust in the process to gain the results that you desire to see in your life. This is about you making the changes that you want to see. There is no guarantee that this process will work for you. This experience is not for everyone. There are many variables that go into this process, and everyone's circumstances are different. This process is designed for people who are open to change and want to make changes for a better life. So here are the 3 secrets to achieving successful change. Number 1, self-discovery and self-exploration leads to a deeper self-knowledge. In our program, we do a discovery. We look at the different aspects of your life. We look at those things that are working really well for you, and we look for components and pieces that exist in those areas so that we can bring them to the areas of your life that you're not happy with. And by self-exploration, we explore who you are as a person. We explore your natural abilities. We explore your talents and your gifts. We explore what dreams you had that you may not have accomplished yet. We find what gives you satisfaction. What makes you satisfied as an individual? The exploration process and the discovery process leads to a much deeper self-knowledge. Number 2, your values and your beliefs must be in sync. If your values and beliefs are not in sync, you're going to have a lot of internal conflict. And fear is going to rear its head in this situation. Beliefs that are based in fear are beliefs that are most likely not true about you. And if they conflict with the knowledge and the values that you have of yourself, then you are going to have conflict. So part of my program is to make sure that we take your values and beliefs and synchronize them. The third thing is being ready to make change is key to your transformation. If you are not ready to make changes, change will not happen. You have to be ready. You have to feel that push and that motivation to make a change. If you don't have that push or that urge to make a change, or you're not motivated to make that change, then this process is not for you. But these 3 secrets are very simple, and they are such a huge part of making successful change. Secret number 1, self-discovery and self-exploration lead to deeper self-knowledge. Let's talk about a client of mine. Mark came to me lost in a marriage that was moving towards separation. In his discovery, we learned the impact of his relationship with his family, the difference with his in-laws, and how that was a cause of conflict between he and his wife. Their expectations were not in line. Through the self-exploration process, we found the part of him that he wanted to change to be a better husband. We set goals, and he worked on those goals. He put in the effort week after week for 6 months, and he changed how he communicated with his wife. He listened better. He tried to understand more of what she was saying. And through an active listening process, he gained a better understanding and helped his wife to be more heard. In his self-discovery and exploration, he discovered knowledge about himself he never knew he had. He has saved his marriage because he has made these changes. And he admits to having grown and how important that growth was for him. Growing is a very important part of this process. This is a time for growth. When you enter a coaching relationship, it's because you're working on your personal growth. Just like Mark did. Mark recognized it was time to do things differently. He didn't want to have a marriage end. He didn't want to separate from his wife. He wanted to become better. He wanted to work on himself. And there was a lot of things in his family dynamics and in her family dynamics that influenced him. And it did cause conflict for them. But now they know what the seed of conflict is, what that root is. And they can recognize it. They both have gained self-awareness around that. And they have a new perspective in moving forward. Mark is one of my best success stories. Secret number 2, your values and beliefs must be in sync. Let's speak about Nancy. Nancy is another client of mine. She reached out to me at the beginning of her divorce, and she was afraid she was going to wind up working in a fast food business. Now, she is an ultra professional woman. And for her, working in a fast food was going to be something that set her back many, many years. She was raised how to be a good wife. She had very traditional values to take care of the home and children. Over the course of her marriage, though, with her husband, she developed a business that she feared losing. Her traditional beliefs were getting in her way, and it was creating fear for her. Once she decided to reevaluate her values and her beliefs, incredible things began to happen. She stopped living afraid. She valued who she was and what she could do for others. She has an amazing voice, and she loves to sing. When we worked through her values, she realized the thing that brought her the most fulfillment was her music. And so she's decided to return to school to finish her degree in music. She believes in her music and how it helps and heals and teaches others to heal. She's so excited about doing what she's passionate about. Her values and her beliefs have fallen into sync. She had to spend some time reevaluating her beliefs. She had to create new beliefs for herself because our values and our beliefs change over time. None of us have the same exact values or the same beliefs that we did when we were in our 20s or our 30s 40s, or 50s. Our values change and our beliefs change based on the experiences that we have. So if we don't constantly evaluate the values and beliefs of ourselves, we may find some conflict arise. But once we identify what those conflicts are and we're able to synchronize our values and beliefs, successful things happen, positive things happen. Secret number 3, being ready to make the change is key to your transformation. Mike was stuck in a rut of work. He felt unappreciated, overworked, and stressed out. He checked his email constantly, before work, at work, after work. He had no boundaries to stop working, even though the day had come to an end. He felt very unfulfilled, and he was venting for a while about this to his family and friends because he felt trapped. He kept saying, "I can't do anything about it." Finally, he realized that it was time to change things. He began forming boundaries, stopped checking his email out of work hours, and he also left work on time. Because of this, he started exercising and spending time with his family. He realized all the things he could do and stopped saying, "I can't," and now says, "I can." This would not have happened if he did not come around to committing to making the changes he wanted. He knew he wanted to change what he was doing. He knew it had to change, but he didn't necessarily know how. By creating boundaries, by changing some of his language, he was able to move forward. And he was committed to making that happen. And his commitment is what made his transformation successful. So the Bridge to Change coaching program. It's a very simple 4-step program. 1, we survey the different aspects of your life that you want to change. That's part of the discovery. That's what I talked about a little earlier in this webinar. We survey the different areas of your life, and it's like looking at an open field that a surveyor would do before they erect a building or build a house. And we look at all of the things that may get in the way of that house being built. We look at what trees may have to come down. We look at what land may have to be leveled. We survey that landscape to figure out what needs to change in your life. Second, we explore the possibilities that exist for you that you are not necessarily aware of right now. Through the exploration process, we come up with possibilities for you. Maybe it's a new career, maybe it's a new hobby, but we explore what those possibilities are. After we've looked at all of your natural abilities, your skills that you've learned over the course of your life, and we figure out what possibilities really exist. What are the things that you like to do that give you satisfaction? And oftentimes what comes out of the exploration process is more of what the lifestyle is that you want. Not necessarily the job that you want, not necessarily the hobby that you want, but the lifestyle that you want and what that possibility looks like for you. Third, we set SMART goals for the things that you desire to change. SMART goals are very common and very popular. It's an acronym. It stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Oftentimes, the easiest way to explain a SMART goal is when we think about losing weight. Weight is specific and measurable because we can quantify it and put a pound amount that you want to lose. So you want to lose 20 pounds. And then we look at being achievable, looks at the capabilities that you have and the resources that you have to achieve your goal. Do you have the proper attire? Do you have the gym membership that you need? Do you have the money to pay for a gym membership? What will be your approach to achieving your goal? Will you do workouts from home? Will you go for a run? Will you go to the gym? Those are the things that we decide in setting up your SMART goals. And then we make sure that they're realistic. We make sure that your current reality can support you achieving your goal. If you want to exercise 4 or 5 days a week, is that realistic? Because we want to create realistic, sustainable changes for you. We want to know that you can work out 3 days a week. And in the long run, you'll still be able to sustain that. So we look at what your current reality is. Also, are you disciplined enough to buy the foods that will keep you healthy? Are you disciplined to keep those foods away from you in your house? We look at all of the things that create this realistic approach for you. Are you running everywhere to take your kids here and there? Is it realistic for you to go to the gym 3 days a week? Is it realistic that you can lose 20 pounds in the time that you set for yourself? And obviously, time bound puts a time frame on it. What's your deadline for losing that weight? Are you going to lose 20 pounds in the next 30, 60, or 90 days? And we need to set the deadline so that we have something to work towards. Because when we don't have concrete goals and our goals are too vague, they're not achieved. Step 4, do the work to achieve your goals with someone guiding you along the way. That's where my job as a coach comes in. I'm here to help hold you accountable to achieve your goals. Week to week, when you're not achieving your goals, we'll figure out what's getting in the way of you doing that. We'll reset. We'll add some action steps. We'll make sure that you have small incremental steps to make the changes that you want to make. That's the whole point of a coaching program, is to give you someone to be a cheerleader along the way, to help you out, to help you achieve the goals that you need and that you want to achieve. That's my role. And the result is improved self-awareness, new perspectives, and sustainable fulfillment. If there is any guarantee that comes out of a coaching program, is that you will be more self-aware, you will have new perspectives. Those are the two things that always come out of a coaching program. So to this point, would you agree it's been time well spent? You've learned a few things about a coaching program. You learned some of the secrets that it takes to make successful change. We can't cover everything that you need to know in this webinar, even if we had all day. I can go on for hours talking about how to coach and how to help you to achieve your goals. But I want to make a special offer so you can get everything you need to know. And if you act fast, I'm going to give you a very special opportunity. And that opportunity is a 30-minute free consultation with me to get to know you a little better, to understand what it is that you want help with, to see if we can work together. Because it's very important that anytime you work with a coach, that you're comfortable with that coach, that you understand what coaching is about. If we talk for 30 minutes and we figure out that we're not a good fit for each other, there's no harm. I've made a new friend. I've spoken to someone and I've gotten to know you. And like I said earlier, things happen for a reason. And if that 30 minutes is the only 30 minutes that we're supposed to spend together and we have some kind of impact on each other, or I have an impact on helping you to move forward in something that I say in that 30 minutes, then that's the purpose that I serve for you. Whether brief or long term, there is a reason that we will meet. There is a reason you're watching this webinar. Once you make the decision to take the steps forward, you will be so thrilled that you decided to make changes on your way to life fulfillment. You will be happier. You will see life more positively. You will move forward in a more positive direction. You will raise your self-awareness. You will change your perspectives. So I want to offer you an opportunity to work together. Click on this link to book a free introductory session. It's free, no strings attached. Just book and schedule an opportunity to speak. We'll get to know each other for 30 minutes and see if we can work together. You have nothing to lose. You have every opportunity to ask any questions that you may want to ask during that 30-minute period. I often start out by saying, so tell me how you would like to be helped. Tell me what it is you'd like to change in your life. Tell me how I can help you. And then we figure out if I can. So click on the link, and I look forward to seeing you at your introductory session. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you soon. If you have any questions, visit monarchlifecoaching.com, but reach out to me and let's get you started on your life to fulfillment.